sometimes I go walking down the beach in Fort Lauderdale, and from time to time, and I walk the beach, and from time to time, there's zealots out there, the people with the megaphones and everything else, and the Bible thumpers that are out there with the books trying to stop you to reel you in and try to get you to using dogma to try to get you to commit to their belief system, and so they can bring more money into that temple that they're part of. It's really come down to it. They don't realize that's what they're doing, but it's all about recruiting money. It's all about obtaining funding for the business. And so they're the grunt workers of the business. They don't really understand exactly what they're doing. They think that they're doing it for the greater good, but what they're doing is they're doing it for the pockets of somebody or some bodies at the very, very top. And so one day I was walking down the beach and, the Jehovah Witnesses were out there and the lady stops me. Usually I just continued. I said, not today. And I just keep walking. But this time I just stopped, right? This one particular time. And the lady starts asking me, have you accepted Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior and so forth and so on? I said, no. She said, why not? I said, because I'm already God. I'm already divine. Divine runs through every single atom inside of it, makes up my entire body. And my consciousness comes already from higher dimensions, which what you might call heaven. And the lady's eyes got all big and bugged out and everything. And so she still wants to sell me and everything. So she starts giving me her sales pitch for the Jehovah Witness. And I said to her, I said, I don't want to interrupt you, ma'am. I don't want to be rude. But if you can answer a few questions about your religion, then I'll listen to everything you have to say. And so I said to her, when was the Watchtower Society formed? When was it formed? What year? What year was it formed? And she was like, what year was it formed? I said, yeah. What year was the Watchtower Society formed? The original one, before it got incorporated. She didn't know the answer. I said, wow, that was 1881. That was Zion's Watchtower Tract Society. And they were distributing these religious tracts, like you're handing out your information now, these watchtowers, the same exact thing, but in the 1800s. She was like, oh, wow, really? I said, yeah, you didn't know that, did you? But I said, how long have you been doing this? All my life, she says. She was born into that religion. I said, you've been into this your entire life and you didn't know that? She goes, no. I said, when did they formally incorporate? What year and what state? She goes, I'm sorry, I don't know that either. I said, wow. Well, that was in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and that was in 1884. And that's when the Watchtower Society actually formally incorporated. And I said, ma'am, you have to understand, you're out here preaching this to people and trying to get people to join your, religious system. And you don't really even fully, totally understand exactly what you're talking about because you haven't done any research to figure out exactly where the origins or the start of this come from. And that's just the beginning stages of it. I mean, the information that you guys are talking about is coming out of even more ancient texts. She was completely flabbergasted, didn't have any idea or answer or whatever. And, and it was just a shame to see that somebody is believing that what they're doing is going to lead them to complete immortality and complete salvation. And in true reality, it's just leading them into a dirty, dark dungeon, a consciousness prison. And so that's what we have to be careful of with these religious dogmas and people that become zealots. So let's take a look at this. She did know the name of Charles Taze Russell. So that was okay. At least she did know that. That's the guy who basically was the president of the Watchtower Society in 1884 to 1916. And he was the founder of the Bible student movement. A lot of the works that this guy did really became the foundation of Jehovah Witnesses. He didn't create Jehovah Witnesses. That's not really how it happened. But he created the foundation. And from that foundation, others came after him and it evolved into the Jehovah Witness sect.
Dive into crypto and get rewards as you go with Coinbase Rewards. The average user gets over 120.
But Pastor Russell was an American Christian restorationist minister from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, the founder of what is now known as the Bible student movement after his death, and Jehovah Witnesses and numerous independent Bible student groups developed from his base. They actually started from his work. His work catapulted a couple of different religions that popped out. A lot of them, the other ones, they kind of faded out, but Jehovah Witnesses, they actually stuck. And the reason why they stuck is because they mastered how to indoctrinate people through fear. And those who maintained fellowship with the Watchtower Society after Russell's death adopted the name Jehovah Witnesses in 1931. So Jehovah Witness, that actual term, that name, that actual, religion officially became that title and that name in 1931. Before then, it wasn't. But, they're working off of the basis of this guy here, Charles Taze Russell. Now, what's interesting is they took the Bible and they rewrote it and edited it and flipped it around and remixed things around to suit their own benefit and their own needs and what they want to accomplish and what their agenda was. And so they call it the New World Transliteration or New World's Translation, depending on which book you have in your hand, of the Holy Scriptures. And the witnesses have their own translation of the Bible. So they have completely edited this thing and moved words around and moved phrases around and changed things in and out. It doesn't match some of the original canonized versions of the Bible, which is not a big surprise because the Sinai Bible is different from the King James Bible and so forth and so on. The Ethiopian Bible is different from the other two. And so I guess these people said, look, everybody else did it. We're going to remix it too. Let's go ahead and remix this thing. So they remixed the Bible. All right. To set it up to where it's a complete neuroscientific book, basically predicated on hitting people that are susceptible to fanaticism, reeling them in, and milking them dry for all of their energy and their money. And that's pretty much what they did. And so the New World Holy Translation of the Holy Scriptures is also referred to in the New Testament as the Christian Greek Scriptures, and they call the Old Testament the Hebrew Scriptures. They really did a lot of incredible tweaking of this book to get it to where they have it right now today. So what's their belief system, their fundamental belief systems? So this is the whole Jehovah Witnesses Bible. Witnesses hold a number of traditional Christian views, but also many that are unique only to them. They affirm that God, aka Jehovah, and we're going to talk about who this Jehovah really is in a minute. We're going to get into Jehovah really deep. Is the Most High. Okay, so they're saying that Jehovah is the Most High. Jehovah is everything. Jehovah is God. He's the creator of everything, creator of the heavens and earth. Again, another attribution to a gender as well, by the way. They always call Jehovah a he, a him, a male. Okay, that's always a dead giveaway when somebody's calling a spiritual being by a gender. I don't want to be involved in it. Jesus Christ is God's agent. He's an agent for God. He's an agent, like Agent Smith in the Matrix. He's an agent now, through whom sinful humans. So you're sinful. Right away, you're already bad. You're bad immediately. You're born bad. Through whom sinful humans can be reconciled to God.